Okay, so today we're going to dive into something that could really change how we think about science education.
Yeah.
We're talking about mobile science laboratories and
Yeah.
specifically ones from Polytech Educational Technologies.
Right.
Now, I know you love getting right to the heart of things, so let's lay out what we're going to cover today.
Sounds good.
We want to figure out, basically, what are these mobile labs all about?
Okay.
What can you actually do with them in terms of hands-on learning?
Right.
And why should schools even care? Like, what's the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
We've got some cool stuff to look at. Um, from what I can tell, they've got both instructor carts and student trolleys
Yep.
covering all the major
Mhm.
sciences,
Yeah.
physics,
Yeah.
chemistry, and biology.
Uh-huh.
So a lot to unpack.
Let's jump in.
So the heart of this whole thing seems to be this
Uh-huh.
PCB 301 Science Mobile Lab Instructors Cart.
Right.
And they call it an all science in one laboratory.
Yeah. All science, one laboratory, and pretty much everything a teacher would need in one platform.
That's a bold claim.
It is, but it's pretty cool when you think about what it can do.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being able to transform any classroom,
Okay.
as long as you've got like a computer and a projector or whatever,
Yeah, the basics.
the basics into a working science lab.
So it's kind of like science on demand.
Exactly. It's about bringing the lab to the students.
I like that.
Yeah, instead of the other way around.
Makes science a lot more accessible,
Absolutely.
especially for schools that maybe don't have the resources for a full-blown lab.
Right, or for doing experiments in different settings,
Oh, that's a good point.
like out in the field or even just in different parts of the school.
So what can teachers actually do with this cart?
Well, they can use it for demonstrations so the whole class can see.
Right.
They can have students do experiments in small groups or even individually.
Wow.
And it's even perfect for after-school clubs or those extracurricular activities.
So they've really thought about all the different use cases.
Oh yeah, this thing is packed with features.
Okay, so like what specifically are we talking about?
Well, it's got an extendable shelf so the teacher can put their laptop there.
Oh, smart. So they can have all their notes and presentations right there.
Exactly. And it's on wheels so you can move it around easily.
Makes sense.
And this is important. It has a variable power supply.
So that means you can adjust the voltage.
Yep, different experiments need different voltages. So that's crucial.
Good point.
And then there's the practical stuff like a sink.
Oh, so they can actually do experiments that involve water?
Yep, with its own water supply and drainage.
Wow, that's impressive.
And of course, it locks for security.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about that.
Gotta keep all that expensive equipment safe, right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So they really have thought of everything.
It seems like it.
Now, you mentioned earlier that they have these subject-specific carts as well.
Right. So if a school wants to focus on a particular science,
Okay.
they've got options.
So there's one for physics,
The P100. Yeah.
one for chemistry,
The C100. That's right.
and then one for biology.
You got it, the B100.
So schools can really tailor it to their needs.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this system.
But it's not just about the teachers, right? What about the students?
Ah, good point. So they also have this SSK 301 Science Mobile Lab Students Trolley.
A student's trolley.
Yep. And this is designed for up to 4 students to work together.
That's awesome. So they can really get that hands-on collaborative experience.
Exactly. It's all about promoting teamwork and problem solving.
So what comes with this trolley? Like what kind of equipment are we talking about?
Oh, it's pretty loaded. It's got a variable power supply, just like the instructor's cart.
Okay.
A microscope.
Oh, wow. So they can all get a chance to look through the microscope?
Exactly. It's not just one microscope for the whole class.
It's a huge advantage.
And then there's a chemistry set,
Okay.
a digital lab set, so they can record all their data.
That makes sense.
Equipment for physics experiments like mechanics, electromagnetism, and optics.
Wow. So they cover all the bases.
Yeah, and they even include interactive learning materials and tests.
So it's not just about the equipment. They're thinking about the whole learning process.
Absolutely. And the General Science Trolley supports about 80 different experiments.
80 experiments. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot of potential for hands-on learning.
So with these student trolleys, do they also have the subject-specific ones like they do with the instructor's carts?
They do.
Okay.
So you've got the SPK 100 for physics. That one comes with 80 experiments.
80.
Then there's the SCK 100 for chemistry with 75 experiments.
And what about biology?
The SBK 100, that one has 50 experiments.
So it's the same concept as the instructor's carts. They're giving schools a lot of flexibility.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right fit for their curriculum.
And I'm assuming all of these student trolleys have the variable power supply as well.
Yep, that seems to be a standard feature, which is great.
So it really opens up the possibilities for different types of experiments.
Totally.
Okay, so we've talked about the equipment, but how does this all actually work in a classroom setting? Like, how do they bring it all together?
So the idea is that the mobile lab creates a kind of user interface that connects what the teacher is presenting to the class
Okay.
with what the students are doing at their trolleys.
So it's a much more interactive and immersive experience.
Exactly. It's
Right.
bridging that gap between theory and practice.
Sounds really effective.
Yeah, and when you look at the curriculum integration, the numbers are pretty impressive.
Like, how so?
Well, for physics, they mention 120 activities for teachers
Wow.
and 80 experiments for students,
So,
plus simulations and multimedia resources.
so they're really covering it from all angles.
Yeah, then for chemistry, you've got 46 teacher activities
Uh-huh.
and 75 student experiments.
And biology.
Biology comes in with 25 teacher activities and 50 student experiments.
So that's a lot of content.
Oh, yeah. And in one of their documents, they even mentioned a total of 190 experiments across all the disciplines.
Wow, 190. That's a huge range of hands-on learning opportunities.
Yeah, it's clear they've put a lot of thought into developing a really comprehensive curriculum.
And the best part is, it's not just limited to the standard curriculum.
Right.
They can use this equipment for all kinds of extracurricular science projects.
Yeah, like demonstrations,
Mm-hmm.
more in-depth lab work,
Okay.
research projects, even design challenges.
Design challenges. That's interesting.
Yeah, where students can collect and analyze data and actually build something.
That's a great way to get them really engaged.
Definitely.
So to kind of sum it all up, these mobile science labs from Polytech seem to be a pretty comprehensive solution
Yeah.
for bringing practical science education to any classroom.
And it doesn't matter if they have a dedicated lab or not.
Exactly. It's all about making science more accessible and engaging.
And I think that that's really important, especially in today's world.
Now, for you, thinking about all the different experiments they offer and how they've integrated technology, what kind of new possibilities do you think this opens up?
Well, I think it has the potential to really change how we teach and learn science.
How so?
It could make science more hands-on and inquiry-based.
Okay.
It could level the playing field for schools with limited resources.
That's a good point.
And it could even spark a lifelong love of science in students who might not have otherwise considered it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely something worth exploring further.
Absolutely. And for our listeners out there, what do you think? What new possibilities could this unlock for science education in all kinds of different settings? It's something to consider.
Definitely something to think about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.